reviewing Aquaware 5, product of Peter Shank, Modern Day Mystic. So I'm in love with this program. Aquaware 5 is, it's amazing. It's an amazing program. The options, the possibilities are infinite. Not only you have the huge list of, this is my printed index, pages and pages of different options. And you can write your own intentions. This is amazing. And also combine the ones that are already in the options in the index, which is actually very time saving. If you I did run programs where I combine like up to 9 and just create my own ones and then save them, and it's time saving and it's amazing because as opposed to drink 9 cups of water, you have one with 9 different intentions in it. That's pretty cool. So anyway, when I started, I just dove in. I adhered the instructions of Peter where he said that to start slow, not to run all the programs at the same time. So I did begin with 3 per day, and then I slowly increased to 4 or 5. I think 6 was my max per day. What I did, I printed the index again and I marked what I wanted to do, which ones I wanted to do right away, and then I kind of started just going through the whole thing, and I would mark to the ones I did or I was planning to do. Again, the check marks right there. So my goal was just to go through the whole thing. So I did that in 2 months frame. I just kind of flew through it and to see what kind of results will be just from doing it once or twice. So what I did, I wrote the list for myself just to go through it. So again, I witnessed so many shifts just from doing it once. It's amazing. Life, I can say my life is better and better every day, just like the affirmation. I feel in the flow. I have a different perspective on life, about myself, about everything around me and everyone. So it's interesting. I feel, first of all, my feeling of self-love is increased. I ran that intention, and I can tell I'm a type of person, sensitive, but I carry more about the others than myself. And here's my animals. I don't know if you can see them. So I put everybody else in front of me, in front of my needs, and my own body needs, my own personal needs are always on the back burner. So that has been changing. I got to the point where I don't care if the house is dirty. I don't care if dishes are done. You know, I just don't care. If I need to go to bed early, if I need to take care of myself, I need to do meditations. Again, I put myself first now. So that's a big shift for me. I can admit that. So also I became more intuitive to my own body needs. So I can notice, I can feel when what my body signals are when the pain comes in, and I don't push it away anymore. I pay attention to it. So it's very interesting. I feel the abundance in my life, and don't get me wrong, I do have financial challenges. I have credit card debt, but I don't dwell on those issues anymore. I don't kind of worry and ponder where's the money coming from. So that's gonna change. I did the income and cash flow, and I can tell you the money is coming. I mean, it's unexpectedly. For instance, big bonus that I received. It was more than almost double what I usually get. Also, the tax return, that was also quite larger than I expected. Here and there, money coming. Like I decided to post a few things on Craigslist and Nextdoor, and things, you know, people have been buying things. So interestingly, something you don't need is just laying around. So yeah, great. I ran like the happiness, bliss, joy programs, well intentions, and that has shifted tremendously. I feel happy and joyous and giddy. Laughter is like I laugh all the time now. I laugh at myself. You know, I actually spilled my Blendex had a malfunction, and my strawberry smoothie went all over the kitchen this morning, and I just laughed. I mean, what are you gonna do? Yeah. I do. I sang, I dance. All of a sudden, out of blue, I hear the music. I feel amazing. I feel joyous. And it's funny, I used to, when I was younger, like in 20s, I remember I was kind of like criticizing all those people who seemed always smiley and joyous, and I was like, what is wrong with them? Were they like some kind of religious zealots that are like just found God and and just feel always in being always joyous? I mean, I was just like looking like, what's wrong with them? There's something mentally wrong with him. And now now I'm the kind of person, so joke is on me. Yeah, it's hilarious. I feel more grounded. I feel I'm always in the, not always, but I'm in a vortex. I'm in a high vibration. So yeah, it's amazing. It's quite a difference. And I feel that fun spark, that something that you have as a child, you know, when you're just happy and just having fun. I lost that as an adult. I think I lost it in my 30s. Just kind of life caught up, you know, with you, and you just serious and work and house and, you know, things and bills and all that stuff. So kind of weighed me down really. And I do feel that the childhood mentality, my joy is came back. So also my self-awareness has increased, not only in relation to my feeling of my body signals, but also just overall. And my self-acceptance. I begin to accept who I am. Whether I know my purpose in life or I don't, you know, it's okay. I'm here to do whatever I'm here to do. So I'm just here to have joy and have fun in my life. My intuition, oh yeah, let's back up. I think also part of my joyous life now is that my perfectionism and worry is gone. Again, I don't push myself to achieve things that are not that important anymore to me. So again, my intuition is increased tremendously, and I've noticed, like, even before I had no intuition, but I would say I don't pay attention to it. I used to not to pay attention to it because I would think of something and I just brush it off, and later on, oh man, I should have listened to it. But now I definitely pay more attention to it constantly. Example, just recently I was out shopping and running errands, and I walked to my car, and I don't pay attention to my reflection, but this time I looked at my reflection in the window as I was opening the door, and I noticed that my earring is open. So that's one example. For instance, you know, I would go to bed at night, and then I have that jolting thought, like I forgot something to do, and thank you my intuition for reminding me. I also, when I was shopping the other day, and I came out of the plant store, like I wanted to get some plants for the yard, and I looked at the receipt, and I usually don't look at the receipts, you know, you just stash it or throw it away as you walk in the store. But this time I had the inking feeling that I need to pull out and look at my receipt, and I did, and I realized that I looked, and I realized that I got double charged for a few items, so off I went back. But it's great. So I do pay more attention to my intuition, that's for sure. My third eye opening, I would say, because for years I struggled to visualize things during the meditations, during the visualization activations, when I'm on the telesummit calls. I've always have hard time. I mean, I just didn't see anything. So when you're going through guided meditation and you ask to see your chakra colors or to see a column of light of pink or green coming to you through your head. I couldn't see anything, and I mean, it was just so frustrating to me. So I always asked, why is my third eye blocked? Why, what's going on? And you know, you get different people tell you different things, like your third eye is blocked because you had a trauma in your previous pastimes and you have to do this and this, and nothing really worked. So I ran the third eye chakra. I did the also unblock of all the other chakras. So I ran all those programs. I ran meridians. Lately, the last couple weeks, I start feeling movement in my third eye. I literally feel movement during the meditations or activations. I can feel it, like it's movement, it's shift. It's amazing. And I began during visualizations. I began that I actually can see things now. I can visualize. You know, it's such a big shift for me. It's such a big change just for that. It's so amazing. Now also in relation to that, my vision was always good, my normal vision, you know, but the now the vision is a little different. Like it's almost like a 3D vision. I don't know if you can explain that, but if you look at the trees from far and you can see like everything like high definition, like it's sticking, you know, like it's just different. It's like you switching the channel from regular to high definition channel. That is the difference. So I think it's also related to third eye. Also my telepathic abilities have increased as well, and I always had the connection with my dog. I hope you can see him. So he always kind of read me. And what I read me, I mean that I would think something and he would know when I want to walk him. And lately I always do it on purpose. I don't do it at the same time. I can decide like I'm going to take him for a walk at midnight, or I can come back from work and I'm not going to work for a walk with him, and then I'll give him dinner first. So I tend to trick him now, because I realize he knows. And then also in the walk, we would walk one way, and then I would just think, well, we'll go this way, and then he would go that way. Or instead of walk, I would we were going to a vet, and he knows that I think in my head we're going to the vet today, and he would go that way instead. So instead of taking cars, so you know it's different. It's very different. So, and also I've noticed with my other animals as well, I pick up their messages. So obviously they don't talk back, so I can talk to them normally, but I understand what they say, or what they're trying to say. So that's interesting for me. Opening, okay, so that got, so I did the, besides the third eye, I did the opening of heart and throat chakras, because, you know, we all have our long stories of pain and hurt, and that's something we bury. And for me, it was kind of like my throat chakra and my heart chakra got closed. I knew that. So now I feel more love and more tenderness towards not only myself, but to my partner and to our animals. So yeah, it's amazing. It's totally amazing. And also with my throat chakra, I always avoided conversations that I disliked. So those stressful conversations that you don't want to talk about it, now I can speak about them, and I can approach them without going into stressful mode, and just have a calm, productive conversation. So I mean, I don't know, it's crazy. Everything's so amazing. It definitely has improved my relationship, because we had some rough patches, just, I mean, due to my blocks, due to his blocks, you know, so everybody has those, again, issues, but I think it's so much better for both of us. I also did removal of regret energy and forgiveness of others. And for me, the regret energy, it really has helped me, because again, just self-punishment, or, you know, negative thinking towards yourself, or myself rather, and or negative thinking toward others, or something they did or didn't do, or something I did or didn't do. So that's off the table now. And also That was a funny story. So when I did the index, I printed mine, and then I printed one for my fiance, and I gave it to him. I said, here, what programs do you want? What attentions? And he got overwhelmed, just like anybody would, with I don't know how many, 20 pages of it. So he told me just select some. He kind of gave me ideas, but he just like, there are too many, just select them. So for several weeks I did select them, and I gave him like, I give you this 3 today or whatever for. So I did that, and I chose for him forgiveness of others, and I ran the water, and and he wasn't paying attention, so he wasn't here but at that time, so I just kind of like concentrated in the glass of water he had, or bottle, and I ran the program. So a few days later he calls and he says, what did you give me? And I was like, why? And he said, well, I just feel different. So I asked him to explain, and he said that he feels different towards me. And like I said, we had a few years that were really, really rough. It's just a lot of negativity. It's because of health issues, and just stress in life, moving a few times in a few years. So it's a lot of job. I mean, it's just a lot of stress. And it really had a toll on our relationship and how we treated each other. And so yeah, so I mean, I kind of moved past that, but he was still holding it in him. So when I ran this program, he said, when the forgiveness program, he said that he doesn't hold grudge against the things, again, that I did or didn't do, that he was hoping me to do. So it's amazing. Again, that shifted our relationship to a different level. So the other physical signs, number one is my nail biting. I used to be a very stressful person. I would just constantly chew my nails. And I started, I think it was just from my childhood. I can't remember the age, but I think I knew I was chewing nails at age 6, so I think it was even prior to that, maybe 5 or 4. And I ran the nail biting or healthy nails programs, once or twice. And then, look at this now. I don't know if you can see, but I have nails. And I mean, some people might think it's not long nails, but for me, when I used to have stabby nails, this is big. Okay, this is very big. So it's amazing when you chew nails for, I won't say how long, decades, decades and decades. So yes, another physical sign is shift, is my singing voice. I used to sing in a theater community group, and I never was kind of sure of myself in that sense. I didn't think I had a good voice, but now, and I stopped. So, but now I can, when I sing, I can feel the voice is larger, the range is bigger. It's different. It's amazing, actually. Maybe I'll go back to the theater group now. So also my eczema, I had little eczema that was on my face, and yeah, mostly on my face, on my eyes, around my eyes. So that was gone. That is gone now. And that was probably due to, number one is stress, and number 2 is toxins. And going back to second one, to toxins, I knew that because I had hair and blood tests done where showed another test that showed high level of toxins, and that was about 1 year and 2 years ago. So, and I've been detoxing, and I thought, maybe I was better, but it definitely based on eczema, and also based on brain fog and just memory issues that I've been having for years. That kind of was a good indication that I still had toxins. So, and I can tell you right now, number 1, no eczema. Number 2, my brain works great. I'm retaining more, and I'm not forgetful. So, even though I had to make the list, but again, it's a large list, so that's different. Hi, darling. Can you go on somewhere? Yeah. And the brain fog is gone. I don't have the brain fog anymore when I get up in the morning. So that's great. Also, I had issues with digestion, and it's been really improving. There's a big change since March, when I started, early March, when I started the program. I started Aquaware 5. Also, I used to have kind of come and go yeast infections and candida overgrowths. That also relates to digestive issues. And I do notice that even though it comes back, I still need to work on it. I do that. I would run the program, or the dog decides to sit here. Sorry about that. I do notice that it goes away quicker. So that's amazing. That works beautifully. My plants, they thrive in the house. I kind of forgot about them, and I didn't water this winter much at all. And they kind of wanted a hibernation cycle, but once I restarted the watering them in March, and I did run the Thriving Plants program, I mean, they're doing beautifully. They're all outside right now, getting some rain, but I wish I could show them how great my orchids are. Sorry for the animal butt. Speaking of the animals, so we have 4 animals. They're just crowding me right now. Yeah, four animals, and kind of 5th one on the way. She's in Spain right now, and her story is that we tried to bring her back in, she was a street cat. We tried to bring her back in December, early December, but the vet didn't allow her travel, didn't give her the paperwork or allow her to go, because she had a lot of worms and infections, and all of a sudden they discovered that she has ringworms. And they started treating her in December, and it kept going and going and going, and we were checking on her, and she still had ringworms in February when my fiance got back there. And so when I started the program in March, I created this long program for her where I put infections. Keely, can you go, please? No, can you go, please? Go. I'm sorry. Fungus, infections, parasites. I created this whole concoction, different program, and I ran it for my fiance. I would charge the water for him daily when he was in Europe, and he would give it to her to drink, and he would also give her, he would put it on her areas where the ringworm patches were. It was easy to find because she was shaved in the belly, so that's where her mane and the head where the areas were. So he did that for 2 weeks when he was there. Unfortunately, she still had some, and he had to leave, but literally a week later, her ringworms were gone and she was cleared to go, cleared to fly. So that was amazing. I mean, think of it, the cat, they were treating it since first week of December, and through end of February, for 3 months total, they couldn't get rid of the ringworms, and two weeks of treatment was what actually was less than that. She was cured. So pretty cool. The other animals, they have some issues as well. There's a little bit more difficult, so I've been doing the water as well. So let's hope that improves for them as well. I have to say this, I love the option of creating your little paper, I don't know what you call cards, with intentions. So I have a whole box here, you can see. So and it's beautiful for travel, it's beautiful for work. It's just something where you don't have the time to run the program, you just do it once on the paper, and that's it. I love it. We're planning to travel next month, and this is going to be very handy. Anything from going to sleeping easy, to candida infection overgrowth. Anything that, maybe alcohol, just charging before drinking alcohol. Not that we drink a lot, but, once in a while maybe. Also great for going to restaurants for the food and water charging. Yay. And also, one more subject. Sorry for the long video. So what happened, I did run the improvement of hormones for male and female for myself and my fiance. And my story is that I used to go to acupuncture, and I started like last week of December, and through March I was going every week, twice a week, for acupuncture for the improvement of hormones, and also for improvement of chi energy. My chi energy was very low. It was just very low. That's why I had to go twice a week. And when I started I ran all the improvement of hormones and all the meridians in the body. I ran that program, and I also did there's one that says improve results of acupuncture. So I did that the last few times I went, and my doctor, the acupuncturist, naturopath, he measured my chi, and he said, "Whoa, that's good. That's really good." So I mean, somebody else besides me noticed the difference. So that's amazing. And I saved the funny story for the last. I did my one of the programs I ran for my fiance. Well, one of them, he wanted like testosterone increase, male hormones increase, balancing. And I did run those, and he also somehow he saw that one. He saw increased sex drive, so so he asked me to run that, and I did. And okay, people who use Viagra or who have some kind of issues with performance, this program is a must, because he literally changed. I mean, he kind of was like on a sexy side all the time before, but now he's like turned into sex maniac because he wants to sex like every day, twice a day, and it's crazy. Okay, so my wish for Peter, can you please turn that one down? This is a little intense, okay? I mean, maybe for somebody who needs it, they can run it all the time, but I think even for those who don't need it so much, maybe that one like cut in half, okay? Please. So for next version of Aquaware 6, please consider that. That's it. That's my story. Again, I apologize for the long-winded video, but it just so many changes, so many shifts for me, my life, my animals, my fiance, everybody. Thank you so much, Peter, for this amazing program. Thank you. Bye-bye.